All right, we are live. Hello, everybody. We're getting close to Christmas. So hopefully you guys are excited and ready to spend some time with some family, loved ones, and hopefully not working. This is We Love Comics, and I got an unboxing to do just when I thought I wouldn't find any deals for comics, especially, right before Christmas. Not only do I have this one, I have a couple of others, one on the way. Um, should be arriving the day after Christmas, but deals are still out there, ladies and gentlemen, so do not give up hope. Speaking of deals, my deals for my live comic auction, you can still buy any of the unsold comics. But you have until midnight tonight, which is Sunday the 21st of December, winter solstice. So you have until 11:59 p.m. Eastern time to contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. Just watch the video and well, the auction video I did last Sunday, and you have up until almost midnight tonight. Once the midnight arrives, those books are no longer available for sale unless I do another auction. So you still have your chance to buy any of the comics that have not been sold. Sold three comics. Very happy overall. One of the people already got it. They ordered two of the three. So hopefully, when this video uploads, they'll share their experience with everybody. And really quick, well, let's first give a shout out to my paid Patreon members. I know one of them isn't a Patreon member anymore, but as of now, I'm going to keep the person's name on there. I won't say who it is at this point. But they were upset with me about a previous auction, and there was misunderstandings that I had no control over. But neither here nor there. I'm going to leave their name up for the time being. But if you want to support my channel, and like I always say, 95% of any of the contributions go towards helping all the stray cats that I take care of throughout the neighborhood. Got them all fixed, spayed, and neutered. I get them shelter, vet bills. As a matter of fact, one of the stray cats we've now taken three times to the vet. He's been having seizures. We believe caused by the antibiotics they gave him. So he's not given up yet, but we've spent a lot of money to help this stray animal. So any contributions will help go towards things like that. So, if you care about animals and you can't do anything yourself, you go into patreon.com/, we love comics. I can guarantee you that money is going towards getting their food, shelters, vet bills, medicines, and all that other fun stuff. So also, the benefit of joining the Patreon is any paid Patreon members get early access to all of my comic auctions. So before anybody else even knows what books are going to be on the auctions that I do, you will get first crack at them. So if you ask me for a list, I send you the list. You can ask whatever information you want about those books. Usually I do it at least 2 weeks before the auction. So it's not like you have to think within 12 hours or that day. And if you make an offer and I accept it, never sees the light of day at the auction. So in case you're going to be busy that day, or you might forget, or you don't want to worry about being outbid on a book that you wanted, or getting into a bidding war and spending higher than you really wanted to, the advantage is joining my patreon.com/, we love comics, and you don't have to worry about the amount. Any amount will qualify. If I get to 20 paid members in any given month, I'll do a giveaway. Each giveaway depends on how many paid members there are supporting the channel. Once we get to 20 paid members, I will do a raffle. And for every $2 that you contribute, you will get an entry. So the more you contribute, the more entries you will get. So before I do the unboxing, there was a person, and I won't say their name, they can mention it if they want, but they were interested in potentially purchasing one of my Star Wars figures. I used to love Star Wars, not anymore. With what Disney has done to it, I mean, if you love it, that's great. But in my personal experience, the love for Star Wars for me has been totally dissipated. So they wanted me to take pictures of this because they were actually asking about it. So I'm going to do one better. I'm just going to show it really quick in the video. So the yellow tinting is just from the protective case it's in. I got this like 10 years ago or so. I don't remember where I got it, to be perfectly honest, because it's been over a decade, probably more. But this is the Darth Vader 12 back, and it's in really good shape because it did come with this. I do remember it came with this protective guard thing, but they call it a 12 back, and I'll show the back because it shows the original 12 Star Wars characters. So you could see this a little bit right there, but I mean, or is that, I don't know. Yeah, it's just a little bit of quote unquote damage there, but it's not like it's ripped to shreds or anything. So it's not, you know, uh, a 9.9 or 10.0, but all things considered, pretty good condition. Never been opened. You can see there's a little bit of a yellowing to the plastic. I mean, this is a very old toy, so that's to be expected. Lightsaber, of course, in hand. So the person, if they want to mention who they are, they're more than welcome to. They don't have to. But I figured instead of sending a couple of pictures, a live video would probably be more appreciated. And how does this go back on? All right, so give me a second. No, okay, I was just putting it on backwards. So this goes like this. This goes over. So it's in a nice, and that's how it stayed in nice condition. Because like I said, I don't remember where I bought it, but I do remember it came in this protective gear. That's what's kept it in really good shape. So if the person's interested, they can let me know. If not, I'll keep it. But let's get into the unboxing, which is why at least one of you is here, because Douglas Boggs is here. Welcome. Appreciate you saying hello. Says good afternoon. Good afternoon to you as well. I actually love saying, I don't normally say that, but I love saying good afternoon. It sounds so, I guess, posh, if you will, but it sounds so sophisticated compared to if somebody says good afternoon. So I like to kid around with that. But here we go. Here's some Silver Age books. Let's see if you want to, by the way, critique the AI art, good, bad, or indifferent. I will leave that up to you. Either the image has everything to do with the comics or it has nothing to do with the comics. I like to make it random, but every now and then I'll make it either close to or exactly what the comics are. But I like to do random ones a lot of times because, for example, if I had Amazing Spider-Man 15, Amazing Fantasy 15, which I would love, never had, if I put the exact image of what's on Amazing Fantasy 15, basically it ruins the surprise of what the book is because people look at the thumbnail and go, oh, he got Amazing Fantasy 15. So 99 out of 100 times, the thumbnail will have nothing to do with the comics inside. Sometimes it'll have something in it that'll give you a hint. And sometimes I go directly into exactly what it is. So there are 5 books. Some of them are in good as in 5.0 and higher range, and some of them in lower range. But as they say, low grade is better than no grade. So what I want you to do, if you are interested, I want you to not just guess what you would pay for these when I show the books, but actually look them up so you can see the prices of these books. So you're not saying, like, for example, if you saw these books and said, oh, I'd only pay 200. Well, you'll never get them for 200. Or if you say, oh, I'd pay 10,000. Well, you probably paid too much. So I try and get people to understand that looking up past prices of books gives you a better idea of if you see a buy it now just listed book, for example, you could say, all right, I generally know in that specific grade or in that grade range what the price should be. So you'll know right away, should I buy it right away because it's a steal? Should I do a best offer because it's right around what I'd be willing to pay? Or is it something where the person is so ridiculously overpriced you don't even waste your time? Or the same thing with an ending soonest, where there's an auction and there's a lot of bids. Is it worth even participating in? So, with that being said, let's show the books. So if you guessed Daredevil, you are right. So this is Daredevil number 6. This one's in really good grade. This is the last time that Daredevil in his magazine. Oh, these are cool. So this doesn't have backing boards, but it's got the harder kind of plastic kind of bags, so to speak. So that's cool. You can actually see the back, which is nice. As you can see, this one's probably in 6.0 grade at least. So Daredevil number 6 looks really nice. I guess they're not all of them are that way, just these two. So we got Daredevil number 5. That's the first appearance of the Matador. Look at those double D's. And I'll show the back because you can actually see it on this one. Again, looks really nice. I would say easily a little 6, if not higher. And of course, if I was ever to get any of these graded, always get them pressed and dry cleaned. This one is a little not as good as the others, but still in pretty good shape. I'd say 5.5. Daredevil number 4. This is the first Purple Man. So no sense of showing the back because it's got a regular board. This one's in a Mylar, so it makes it nice and shiny. And again, these are in pretty good condition. These two are not in the best condition, but that's okay. This is one of the earliest Daredevils I had when I was a teenager collecting comics. Never had an earlier one than this when I was collecting back then. But this, of course, is Daredevil number 3. That's the first appearance of the Owl. You can see this one's been loved. This is probably between a 2 and a 3, maybe a 3.5 pushing it. But still, you can see the colors are pretty nice. It's just the majority of the wear is along the spine. So I just show the edges are nice. You can see there's a long color breaking crease there. So, like I said, most likely between 2 and 3. And then last but not least, it's not the one you think, but it's the next best thing. They marked this as a 1.8, probably a 1.8 to a 2.0. But this is the second appearance of Daredevil. Still a very expensive book, believe it or not. Look this up, even in a 1.0. Look at what the price is. So this person said they thought it was a 1.8, which is perfectly fine for me. It could be between a 1.8 and a 2.0. Because again, you could see whoever had this definitely loved reading it because it was open so many times. But they said they're all intact. Again, colors still pop, so it's not faded. There's not pieces missing. So 1.8 to 2.5, I probably think it'd be more like a 2.0, but I'd still be happy even with a 1.8. So, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this later on, so you have 3 of the 5 in at least 5.0 to 6.0 range, maybe even higher, especially the last 2. You have Daredevil number 2, which is not only the second appearance of Daredevil, it is also the second appearance of Electro. So especially if you cannot afford the first appearance of Electro, which is Amazing Spider-Man number 9, or of course the first appearance of Daredevil, which is Daredevil number 1, these would be the next best things. But this would help you kind of explain the thumbnail and why there's an owl there. And you see some lightning. I tried to get the Purple Man in there, but the AI with just writing too much stuff, especially Matador, it was just getting too weird. So this is the closest one I could get. But put in the live chat if you're live, or because this was a newly listed buy it now. What would have been the highest you would have paid for these books if you saw this for a buy it now? I don't know if it's buy it now best offer. Let me look that up really quick. But put in the comments section if this is already been uploaded, or put this in the live chat if you saw it live. Let me just double check. Let's see, was it a buy it now or was it an auction? Let's go to the original listing. Okay. Okay, so this was a buy it now best offer. What would you have paid for this with a buy it now best offer? Put it in the comments section. And remember, make sure after you put your price, don't forget to add eBay taxes. So, this person had this listed for $600 buy it now or best offer. So to me, 600 would have been about what it's worth, maybe a little bit higher. But if you look these up, like I said, just issue number 2 in a 1.0 is worth about $300 by itself, if not higher. What would you have offered for it? Well, we went back and forth a little bit, got him down to $370. So almost half, probably about 40% from his asking price. So with shipping and handling and taxes, it came out to $407.88, which comes out to $81.57 a piece, which especially when you're showing, when you're also including, like 5 and 6 really aren't worth that much, but in higher grade they are. So the two that, because, no one cares about the Matador, and I doubt they're ever going to have that as a hero. And I don't know if there's any significance. Is there a person in here? Be prepared, the ultimate Fellowship of Fear. This guy looks like one of the people in Amazing Spider-Man number 10. But again, obviously, if I don't know who they are, they can't be that significant. So if anybody wants to mention, so it is. I know that it is a first appearance, but it's not anything that anybody cares about. But still in high grade. And again, issue number 4, first Purple Man, in at least a 5.0. So it's just the first two, the more valuable ones, but they're still valuable even in low grade, because low grade is better than no grade. So it came out to $81.57 a piece. So to me, I think that's an absolute bargain for those, and glad I paid for it. But I'd love to hear your opinions. So if you want to critique it, by all means, please do. Since Douglas Boggs, you were the only person to leave the only comment, you will be today's surprise subscriber shout out. Don't know if you're still there, but you were there for a moment and you were kind enough to leave a comment. So thank you for that. And like I said, guys, you have until 11:59 p.m. tonight. That's Eastern time to still make any offers, well, to buy any of the comics that were unsold in the auction. So whatever the starting bid was, you could say, I saw this was not sold. I would like to buy that book, and you can get it. And also discounts for cash and money order will apply, and also payment plans if you need them. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks for watching. Whether you thumb it up or thumb it down, whether you subscribe or unsubscribe. And again, if you want to support me, it's We Love Comics at patreon.com. Or you can just go to patreon.com/We Love Comics. All right, guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm sure I'll have another video or two soon. But just in case if I don't, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, or whatever you do or do not celebrate. I hope you have fun. Hope you get to spend some time with some family. All my family lives in New York, so it'll be another Christmas without them, which is unfortunate. But it'll be me and my wife and all the stray cats that I take care of, which, in the grand scheme of things, is good enough. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day, and don't forget, it's not you, it is not I, it is We Love Comics. I'll see you next video, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to have your trolls spayed or neutered.